The masters of business strategy face off at the Maruti Suzuki Devil Circuit Corporate Challenge 2018. It's the toughest corporate challenge on the planet, where the big guns from some of the biggest brands in India get to battle it out on the country's toughest obstacle course.
And the victor of this battle gets a cash bounty of rupees 6 lakhs, with the fastest finalist driving home in the all-new Maruti Suzuki Swift.
So Sanana, just mere moments to go before we kick off another round of pulsating action on our course.
But before it all gets started, let's catch up with the rules.
All 18 teams are divided into 6 groups, A, B, C, D, E and F. Each group consists of 3 teams. Each team will race the other 2 teams within that group. Each match consists of 3 races, where players from one team will race players from the opposing team, and the team with the higher circuit finishes within a match takes the win. In the case of no finishers, the team with 2 or 3 heat wins will be declared the match winner, and each win gives a team 10 points. After the first round of group matches, the teams will be reshuffled into new groups, and the total points accrued at the end of round 1 and round 2 will determine the team rankings, with the top 8 teams proceeding to the quarterfinals. And here are the obstacles they have to overcome. Starting with Test Your Mettle. Here, contestants need to provide the right answer to a very tricky question or face a time penalty before moving on to the Corporate Roller Coaster, featuring 2 curved bars with a challenging decline and incline before moving on to the next obstacle, Bell the Cat, where they must climb a rope to ring a bell before they head onto the Wall, a 6-foot barrier that contestants need to ascend and cross over, when they'll face then the Sea of Poles, a slippery stretch of vertical poles that contestants need to get past to get to the Super Swing, which is another rope obstacle, but this one requires holding on and swinging across to arrive at Monkey Business. After channeling all their private instincts with Monkey Business, they meet the Corporate Ladder, a wobbly version of the monkey bars with a tricky gap to overcome, and then it's the final obstacle, the Summit, where they run up a 14-foot curved wall to reach the buzzer, and remember, only the time of the first person to reach the buzzer counts.
It's the question everyone around here is trying to find the answer to. Just what does it take to win on this course? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it skill? I tell you what, how about just being a team of young, fearless go-getters who as a unit are tighter than a fish in a barrel? Let's meet Team Nagarro.
You left me in the summertime, and I don't know why. You still on my mind. I had so many things to tell you. Wish I can walk with you like the first time I love you. I don't know why. You still on my mind. You left me time.
Nagarro have shut their trains and they're waiting at the start lines, ready to go at it against their first opponent, Sud Chemie.
Arsh Bashar is stepping up to the plate first as he faces off against Daksha Mehta of Sud Chemie.
A 10-year age gap between the two, with experience win over youth. With a big leap, Arsh Bashar immediately sees the lead. He struggled at the Sea of Poles, leading to a square off at the Super Swing.
Pulls the trigger and pays the price. Surely he's got to option 4. 3, well then now, before he goes, Arsh Bashar goes.
Both contestants ended up dropping like 9 pins. The first race stalemate had to be broken, and Alfaz was more determined as he raced ahead. But Rajneesh turned on the turbo and overtook his opponent.
But look at that, he's gone from 0 to 0.
They both fell shortly after, but Rajneesh went one obstacle further. Nagarro with a slight lead, but a finish from Sud Chemie could turn the tables. Kushagra faced off against Hafizuddin with match points on the line.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Kushagra and Hafisuddin KA for Sud Chemicals. Now, it apparently seems that one of the goals which Kushagra has, a short-term goal, is to win the Devil's Circuit. Apparently, it's everybody's goal, isn't it?
You can see they're both having to take a 20-second penalty there right at the start, so that doesn't bode well to their chances because, of course, if you want to win this competition, you've got to be finishing. Say you've got to run the race 8 times throughout the course of the season, you need to be getting at least 7 finishes, and by taking 20 seconds off the clock, that only gives you 4:40 to complete. It's not a strong start for either man here.
Well, you seem to be good at bodmas. Both the gentlemen there do not seem to be very good at mathematics there, but they seem to be quite all right when it comes to the corporate roller coaster, pretty much shaped like a camelback.
You can see in terms of his overall body weight, Kushagra is probably a little bit lighter than some of the athletes we've been seeing, and that will help him. Certainly in previous seasons of the Devil's Circuit contests, we've seen the lighter athletes sometimes have an advantage, and that clearly has worked in Kushagra's favour as he bells the cat nice and early, but catching up, he's in with the chances, dear old Hafisuddin.
You're absolutely right. The leaner that you are, you're able to defeat it with greater ease.
I don't know whether it's because they prefer racing against someone or they want to try and see if that other person's not going to complete and they can just put all their energies into taking the heat. We saw a very close first heat between these two teams, Nagarro and Sud Chemie. And we're getting a close second one as well. And this is a marathon, not a sprint. They've got to take the course around about 8 times if they want to win the entire contest. So
Brought his stuff on the boardwalk there, getting on. But yes, he needs to grab that rope high enough, as you've been stressing rightly so, and that was great technique.
That was brilliant technique, Sananda, because he actually grabbed it once, then went higher in transit. Another good completion on it as well. These are the obstacles now that separate the men from the boys. Look at this one, Sananda, particularly Kushagra. He's got that worried look in his eyes. Kushagra on the monkey business bars, he's flying, and now catching up is Hafisuddin. He could be in for a real treat here, Sananda.
Well, treat we'll find out if they're able to keep themselves dry.
Well, this has been a really interesting race. It's not been dramatic, even though it's once more Kushagra. I don't know whether he's playing possum. Is this rope-a-dope tactics? Because he's sitting there as if he's knackered every time he lets Hafisuddin go off in front of him, and then somehow he manages to overtake him. This is going to be a close one.
Oh, trust me, those arms get really, really tired. Oh, but Kushagra doing that pretty well. He took his time. He took a bit longer than Hafisuddin there, but he seemed, yes, he's finished it. Going on to the summit there.
Well, these two have eked each other on. Well, that's the first of 3 attempts. He's got 2 more goes. It leaves the pathway clear for Hafisuddin to try and take it. Can this be a heat on the board for Sud Chemie? No, and that looked painful. Now, I was arguing with the organisers of the course earlier. They convinced me it's the same length run-up as the last season. I'm convinced it's a bit shorter. It probably makes it difficult, and certainly Kushagra is not close. Of the 2 of them, quite clearly, Hafisuddin's got closer, but he's only got 1 more go at it.
Both the boys actually have only 1 more go at it.
Look at that. Third time is most definitely lucky for Sud Chemie, and Hafisuddin takes the heat with a completion. Big time finish there. Oh my word, what a performance that was from Hafisuddin. Sananda, incredible. They were 1-0 down, up against the wall, and he delivers a finish like that to take the match home for Sud Chemie. Fair play.
Nagarro have been feeling a bit hard done by, and after losing their match against Sony as well, they're now in the bottom 3.